Hello dear traders and investors. The analytical community is in touch with you Guru.Markets. Thank you so much for watching us. Now let's compare the company's current performance. JPMorgan Chase Co, ticker JPM. This review was made using information as of May 3, 2024. By classification Guru.Markets company JPMorgan Chase Co belongs to the subcategory Bank Holding. 90 organizations take part in the assessment, which is very representative. Let's start with general data on the corporation. If you're interested, you can pause the video. You can view all the parameters of the company in question in detail. Access to the database with the ticker structure is absolutely free and free. Please provide a link to the company analysis to your friends. Thank you for your repost, as well as other support, it all helps a lot. Well, friends, let's begin. Market capitalization of the company JPMorgan Chase Co is $552.05 billion. With a subcategory capitalization of $2,434 billion. JPMorgan Chase Co accounts for a share of 22.685% and is one of the leaders in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is $307.22 billion. With a subcategory capitalization of $2,156 billion. JPMorgan Chase Co accounts for a share of 14.249%. Comparing the occupied shares of stock exchange and balance sheet capitalization, we see the following. Share JPMorgan Chase Co in the subcategory when assessing market value is 22.685%. The balance sheet capitalization is 14.249%, which is 37% less than the share of market value. Assessment of the company's share of market and book value in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Overall company assessment. JPMorgan Chase Co will be demonstrated towards the end of the review. Please review the logic of the analysis in full. The organization's debts amount to $734.258 billion. Financial liabilities to book capitalization amount to 239% of the company's capital. Rating for the company's debts. Very bad, -2 points. The balance of the company's market price to its profit corresponds to 11.6. With an average for the subcategory of 9.5, which is 18% higher than the average for the subcategory. Assessment of market price to earnings ratios in comparison with subcategory companies. Tolerable, 0 points. Profit for the last 12 months was $48,508 million. Forward earnings for the coming 12 months are expected to be $48,592 million. This is 0.2% more than currently. Assessment of projected future profits in comparison with companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The company's price-to-revenue ratio is 2.2. The subcategory average of 1.3 is 69% higher than the subcategory average. Assessment of the company's stock market value to revenue indicators in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Tolerable, -0.5 points. Revenue for the last 12 months was $252,780 million. Future revenue for the next 12 months is tentatively expected to be $253,210 million, which is 0% more than at the current moment. Assess projected future sales performance against subcategory performance. Good, 0.5 points. If you are interested in our analytics. In this case, we kindly ask you to subscribe to us and click on the bell. For you, because it's free, it's you who will help the development of this channel as much as possible. The sales margin is 19.2%, with an average for the subcategory of 13.6%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 5.6%. Assessment of sales profitability in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 12.583%. This is 80% less than the market capitalization share. And this reflects the discrepancy between the company's market value JPMorgan Chase Co., probably towards revaluation. The amount of capital per company employee is $1,781,000. Whereas in the subcategory there are $988,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 80.3%. Estimation of the amount of market capital of the company per employee in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit for each employee of the company is $156,500. The average for the subcategory is $103,800. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 51%. Estimated profit per individual employee compared to subcategory performance. Good, 0.5 points. The share of revenue per individual employee of the company is $816,000. By subcategory $761,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 7%. Estimation of the volume of revenue per company employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The volume of short transactions is 0.7%, with an average for the subcategory of 1.7%. This is an assessment of the possible risk of a short squeeze. Technical indicator RSI, 14, shows a level of 52% for the company JPMorgan Chase Co. While in the subcategory the RSI level, 14, is approximately 54%. Potentially, securities of the subcategory are quoted in the same way as shares JPMorgan Chase Co. Comparing the movement of a company's stock price JPMorgan Chase Co. and subcategory shares. We will see that over the last 12 months the company's shares JPMorgan Chase Co. showed a dynamics of 38%. 24.8% are against price changes in the subcategory. This definitely doesn't mean anything, but you need to take note of this fact. Before showing the total score, we kindly ask. Write your assessment of the company JPMorgan Chase Co. in the comments to this video. Your comments greatly help spread the project Guru.Markets. The result is this: -1 out of 10 points. The average result for the subcategory is 1.3 points. If you look broadly, within the market and the aggregate, we can see that the average market score in the aggregate is 0.3 points. against the company's -1 point rating JPMorgan Chase & Company. Let's look at the order table. It is available. The link is in the pinned comment. The order table contains all decisions made by the stock valuation information and reference System.GURU.Markets. Access to the order table is free. Link in pinned comment. As a result of stock analysis JPMorgan Chase & Company. Information assessment System.GURU.Markets. The following decision was made. Do not open a deal, because JPMorgan Chase & Company overvalued subcategory company. Thank you all so much for watching this video and using the information System.GURU.Markets. You all really are the best audience in the whole world.